Sir, we can't hear you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, not audible, sir.
Sir, not audible, sir.
No, sir, not audible.
Sir, not audible, sir.
Now, hello.
ఓకే సార్ ఇప్పుడు కొద్దిగా వస్తుంది.
వస్తుంది కదా?
బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది సార్.
వస్తున్నది సార్.
ఇప్పుడు ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే.
రైట్. ఓకే. యా. So in this stages, as I mentioned, any stage, there are some developmental milestones that individual are supposed to achieve. But in case of childhood or in any stage like infant or childhood or babyhood, there is a problem with the achieving of developmental milestones. These milestones, not achieving the proper milestones of like speech, motor, cognition, as we mentioned, as we already previously discussed, there are some milestones they are supposed to achieve. Milestones means physical development, psychological development, emotional development, social development, and cognition development. For example, if any one of these milestones are not achieved, so the problem may be arised in the next level of any stage. Am I clear now? Is it audible?
Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, which page,
Yeah.
sir? Page?
It is unit number 14. Counseling for children with behavioral problems. Okay, page wise, I can't explain page wise. Just you listen if it is possible. I'll explain the overall. Okay. So here in this childhood, like as I mentioned, there are some stages of human development, or you can say human stages of development, or you can say lifespan development of individuals. So if these are all the developments are not achieving a particular age or stage, you can say, this not achieving the particular developmental task leads some psychological issues in the next stages of that individuals. Okay, so here in this childhood, the main issues are developmental delays. As I mentioned, they are supposed to achieve that developmental task in the stage. If these stages are not achieved, these milestones are not achieved, it leaves some psychological or social issues, maybe some physiological issues also. So here in this unit, we will discuss what are the main problems, or you can say disorders, in the childhood stages. Childhood stage means, as we know, there are some stages. Childhood stage means from 4 to 11 years. In these 4 to 11 years also, there are two sub-stages. One is childhood stage, second is the later childhood stage. Okay, so in any of these stages, the behavioral disorders, or you can say developmental disorders, developmental delays. We observe this type of maladaptive behavior, some pattern of maladaptive behavior in the specific to children of this particular age. Okay, so generally, as we observed in the recent recent years, like in the context of COVID, there are so many complaints, so many issues related to the children, because the parents are not allowing the children to go outside. So because of the any other maybe the family issues, maybe the other environmental issues, whatever the reason may be, nowadays parents are not allowing the children to go outside. If they are the school going children, some schools, they are conducting the online classes. Okay, so there is a difference between the offline and online. Online class means they will be like isolate. They won't mingle with other children in the group. They won't mingle with the other classmates if they continue or if they get the education from the online mode. So why I'm specifically quoting this, citing these examples means, so these type of not mingling with other children in the group or maybe in the classroom, this is also one of the major problem recently we are observing. So today, some disorders of children, or you can say childhood behavior disorders, discussed. One is the autism. Second is hyperactive disorder. Third is specific learning disabilities. Fourth one is some issues related to the speech. And finally, some anxiety disorders of children. First one is autism. Autism is a disorder that is having some children will have some type of odd behaviors. Means there are some symptoms of autistic children. One is speech delay. Number two, behavioral issues. Behavioral issues are number one, behavioral issues means not maintaining proper eye contact, not maintaining good eye contact. Second is not responding when others are called, then we call. Third is not sit at one place. Fourth is self-stimulating behavior, self-talk, self-work, solitary play, or you can say self-play. The autism, term autism is derived from the word autos. Autos means self. So these symptoms of self-love, self-stimulating, self-talk, self-play, or you can say solitary play, these symptoms are main symptoms of autism. Okay. In addition to these symptoms, speech delay. Here in these autistic children, one is the speech delay. That is one aspect. Second is the other problematic issues, or you can say other behavioral problems. As I mentioned, some 4 or 5 behavioral problems. This is the main issue nowadays. The parents, so many cases we are finding in any psychiatric or maybe any other setups. Second is the hyperactive disorder, or you can say ADHD. The full form of ADHD is attention deficiency, hyperactive disorder. Attention deficiency and hyperactive disorder. So here the main symptom of ADHD is attention deficiency. They won't sit at one place. Attention deficient. The children who are suffering this ADHD, they won't.
వీడియో ఆఫ్ చేసుకోండి సార్. వీడియో ఆఫ్ చేసుకుంటే క్లారిటీ.
You are talking about my video?
Yes, sir. My bandwidth low undi, so video off చేసుకుంటే audio clear ఉంటుంది.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. Yes. So ADHD means the concentration problem of focusing. These children the children those are having problem of ADHD.
ఆడియో ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది సార్.
Sir, voice breaking, sir.
Now,
ఇప్పుడు ఓకే సార్. మీరు అనేది ఓకే వస్తుంది కానీ మీరు మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు అది లో అవుతుంది.
మీకు నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది, మీ దగ్గరే ఉంది.
okay, anyway. So hyperactive disorder means hyperactiveness. When they are not sit at one place, automatically hyperactiveness is observed in this children. Okay. So here hyperactive means not see there is a difference between the childhood activity. And
పూర్ణశెట్టి గారు మీరు మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి.
also will be there.
పూర్ణశెట్టి గారు మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి.
Yeah.
Oh, Suvarna City. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Suvarna City is our audio is open.
Yes.
Please mute.
Shall I continue?
ఓకే సార్.
Sir, yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Just have James. Sorry, Raju garu.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I want to speak just for 5 minutes.
No problem. Carry on, please.
Okay, right. All right. Hello, students. Good afternoon,
Good
all of you.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma. Hello, this is Professor Janardhan Reddy from the Department of Psychology, Dr. Ambedkar Open University. I will be here for 5 minutes. Sorry for disturbing you. I want to talk to you about various issues related to the department. I want to give some information to you. So we are conducting the practical classes for you, first year practical classes. Those classes start from 28th March, that is this month. There's a date, I repeat, 28th March. These practicals will continue up to April 23rd. It doesn't mean only this study center students will come all the days. No, we are covering students from different study centers, including Andhra Pradesh also. So the purpose of joining now is, if you have any doubts about practical classes, now you can say clarifications. Whatever doubts you have about practical classes, you can ask now.
Good afternoon, sir. Mine is 2019 batch, sir. So you have the university has released the schedule for these all admission numbers and all.
Not audible, probably clearly.
I'm 2019 batch.
You are Priya Naresh, are not audible.
Yes, sir. I'm Priya Naresh, sir. I am in 2019 batch, and
Okay.
when they have told that we have to pay lab fees and then attend the classes, but the portal is not opening, sir, on the website. We are
That means it's
2019.
first year class. Okay. Your number is not there in the website. In the list, your number is not there. That is the problem.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My number
This is first year. You belong. When you joined?
2019 batch, sir.
Oh, current batch only. You are joined in. You have paid the fees in 2019.
Yes, sir. I paid fees in 2019.
Okay. Okay. There might be some problem. Then no problem. Only thing is, error might have occurred either at the university student service branch, because we don't have the list. The list is sent by student service branch. On the base of that list sent by student service branch of the university, we prepared the schedule. So maybe your number may be missing there itself, or there may be some error at our side also. Very rarely it happens. Okay, we will check. Only thing is, we need to have your the admission number. We will check in the register. Nominal roll. We call it nominal roll that is sent by the student service branch. We will check whether the number we have missed or missing is there at SSB level. So there is an objective, no problem. If you have read the piece and you can join now, we will rectify that.
Okay, sir. And they have in the instructions, they have.
Only thing is, now you share your admission number now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You put it in the chat box.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You will get it rectified.
Previous year students also can pay lab fees and they can attend their own, sir. But when I try to pay, there is no portal regarding
Any
this.
other issues?
సార్ అంటే ఆన్లైన్ లో మీరు వైవా మాత్రమే అడుగుతారా?
Okay. This classes we will conduct online. Actually, we want to have offline classes, but time is short. We don't have much time. Online, offline classes will take much time. Then now we will be having only online practical classes. Then examination, how we will conduct, we will announce. Whether offline or online. Examination process, we will inform you at the time of the classes.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Okay.
Regarding the records, sir, we don't know how to write and all that. Will you tell regarding the record writing during the practical classes, sir?
Okay, record writing only for practicals. We will tell you the procedure of how the record writing. Don't worry now. Only when you attend the practical classes, the first day itself, we will tell you how to write the record. Now we need not write. We can start writing the record only after attending the classes, not now.
Oh,
Sir,
thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, for how many days we have to attend for practical classes?
Practical classes are planned only 3 days. 3 days period. All students, that attendance is compulsory. All the students should attend the practical classes all 3 days. Otherwise, they will not be allowed for practical examination.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay,
Sir.
sir.
Sir, 11 to 2 o'clock, no, sir? 11 to 2
Yes, 11 to
p.m.
12.
2, sir.
It is being in batches, no, sir? Mine is 11th batch.
I didn't get your point.
It has been divided into batches, no, sir, according to hall ticket numbers. According to admission numbers, it has been divided.
Okay,
The
okay.
days-
Admission number. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You are talking about the batch.
Yeah, sir, batches.
Okay. Students are divided into different batches. You don't bother about the which batch you belong. Only
Okay.
date is important. Date is important.
Okay,
Please
sir.
keep in mind the date of your practical classes. Don't bother about the batch. 1, 2, 3
Okay.
batch is there. Don't bother about that. It is for our administrative purpose you have done. So student did not bother about that.
Okay, thank
The
you, sir.
login details will be given when, sir? How to log in, sir?
All those details will be given now, or not now.
Okay.
Login details very, very simple, same thing. Only thing is on the basis of the admission number. You have to enter the admission number and also your date of birth. When you enter these two things, automatically that opens. Once that link is
Link will be given,
shared,
Link
after
will be
sharing
given,
the
no,
link,
sir?
which one?
Link will be shared, no, sir, to join
yes.
the class?
Yes, we will share the link. Maybe 1 or 2 days before the date of the practical examination. So after that, then you can join. After entering your admission number. and also date of birth.
Sir, one question, sir. Practical
while
record
attending
writing. So practical record writing has to be completed in those 3 days, or do we have time until we write the practical
right.
exam, sir?
Okay. This is also a question that should be asked only during the practical course. Okay, no. We'll give the time. Usually, when you conduct the offline practical classes, students are expected to complete the record writing and submit on the last day of the practical classes. Now, we are not asking for that. We will give the date of submission, for which batch we will tell you when you have to submit the record at the department. Okay, we will inform you.
Sir,
the date. Sorry?
sir,
Chapan.
Sir, while attending a class, what all we have to get, sir, apart from textbook?
Okay, the things that you have written, the instructions we have given for those things, we must have the manual. Manual is must, and also you must bring the record. Record doesn't mean you need not write the record there itself. So we must have the notebook. We call it observation book. We have a notebook and the manual. Whatever we say, we write in the notebook. Then afterwards, you can write in the record. Don't start writing in the class itself. Don't write anything in the record.
okay.
In the class,
Record is
only after the
general
class.
sir,
After
physics
the
record.
class.
Sir, record book is general record book only, no? Physics or intermediate record book we can get, no?
Any record book, only thing is right side, we must have the rule, the another left side, white.
Plain. Okay. Long book or short book, sir? Long record book? Is it?
We don't have this long book, only A4 size. Usually
Okay.
record books will avail only A4 size.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what
Sir,
about-
how many pages? 100 pages or 50 pages?
No, 150 pages, no, not sufficient. You must have 100 pages.
100 pages record book, A4 size.
Sir, when we
Usually
expect
record books
our
only A4 size.
practical examinations, sir?
Which one?
You mentioned month of May. Practical examinations, sir. When we expect, sir?
Practical examination, see, first we have to complete the class process. We have to complete practical classes for all first year students. So
Okay,
now
sir.
you can imagine practical classes are up to April 23rd. It means before 23rd April, we cannot conduct practical class examination.
Yes, sir.
The point here is you must complete practical classes for all students of first year students, including Telangana and including Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
So that means last date of practical classes is 23rd April. It means we will conduct practical exam only after April 23rd.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you,
namaste,
sir.
sir.
It's very clear.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
For Visakhapatnam Study Center, the numbers are printed wrongly, sir, in the schedule of practicals.
I didn't get your point. Which study center?
Visakhapatnam Study Center, the numbers, admission numbers are printed wrongly in the website, sir. They missed the thousands digits, sir. For example, my number is 01920353268. Hello?
19?
20353268, but 3 is missing. And
But
the
019 student will not come now. Okay. These practical classes, this counseling classes, so that means you have joined this online classes. You belong to some other study center.
Visakhapatnam Study Center, sir.
Okay.
11 digits. The admission number with 11 digits, sir, but we got only 10 digits in the number.
Starts from 20, sir. 20. It starts
Okay,
with 20.
only that we will rectify it. No problem. You can ask at the time of practical classes.
Sir, is there any separate fees like practical lab fees, sir, other than the main fees they pay during the start of the year? Separate.
ADHD Priya admission number. Okay, Priyanka admission number is there. We will write admission number Lakshmi Priya.
Sir.
Name is what is this? Lakshmi Priya and Priya Naresh. Okay, this is my admission number.
Sir, is there any separate fees for practical lab fees, sir?
First, let me write her number.
Sir, okay.
017.
Hello.
Our waste center is, sir, if any chance to change practical class timings? Our admission numbers gave as 10 digits in the schedule. The admission number that includes your study center number also. So somebody asked about the change of timings. No, you can't change the timings. This 2 to 5, 11 to 2. It is fixed. That is, we think that is most convenient.
Sir, in instructions, the last point they have given, if previous batch students want...
No, it's an audio problem is there. I'm not able to hear properly.
Sir, this, in instructions part, in the last point, they have written that previous batch students who wants to attend these practical classes can pay the practical lab fees and attend the classes. In instructions, yes, they have given like that. So, yes, is it possible, sir, to pay the fees and then attend?
Yes, for you doesn't apply because you have paid recently.
Yes,
for
sir.
Those who have not, so for those, let me take 19. Okay. Okay, students, old method means there are some students who have not completed their practicals early at that time. That means who joined before 2019. We call it simply old batch students. Okay. Such students, they can pay the fees now, and they can join they can attend the practical classes. They have to pay fees of 2,000 at the university student service branch.
Okay,
If
sir.
they are in Hyderabad, they can go to the student service branch of the university. They will give you a letter. They will ask you to pay the fees. After paying the fees, they will give you a letter. You are permitted to attend the classes. That letter you must bring to the department. Then we will update. We will enter your name in the register.
Okay, sir.
So you must remember, whenever you pay the fees for practical classes, they will give you a letter. The letter says you are permitted to attend the practical classes. That letter, a copy of the letter, you should submit to the Department of Psychology. There we will update the list. We will enter your name in the register. Otherwise, you will not find your name in the list.
Is it applicable to, because in 2019 I have paid the fees, is it applicable to now?
It is here at my side problem or your side, I don't know. I'm not here.
Sir, now is it applicable to me, sir? Because I paid the fees in 2019, is it applicable to me?
No, you have paid only for 1920 batch, 1921 batch. These classes, we see at the top, these classes are meant for the students of 2019-21 batch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is not a problem. You need not pay the fees. But error, somewhere the error is there, either at the department level or at the student service level, student service branch. There are two things are there. Student service branch in the university office, and the other one is the department. Somewhere there is error is there.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what about second year practical classes?
Which one?
Second year practical classes.
Practical classes. Let us first finish the first year classes. Immediately after that, we will start.
Sir, these classes are online only, right? Those 3 days we have to be there so that we get the attendance.
Yes.
Okay.
So the questions, one question is about the second year practical classes. So first we will finish the first year classes. After that, that means May, we will plan for second year practical classes. And your examination, you must be knowing by this time, theory examination may take place sometime in June or July, not in September.
That is for second year, sir.
First year, second year, with the one or 2 days gap, we will conduct it. There will not be much gap. First year, second year. Let me finish it. So we have advanced the date of theory examination. Theory examination date has been advanced. That means instead of conducting the theory examination in September, this time our university is planning to have the theory examination for all the subjects, not psychology. For all the subjects like economics, sociology, etc., we will have the theory examination either June or July.
Okay. Schedule changed, sir. Instead of September.
ఇదివరకు సెప్టెంబర్ లో చేసేవాళ్ళు ఇంతవరకు నవంబర్ డిసెంబర్ లో కూడా జరిగేది. ఇది అన్ని కూడా అడ్వాన్స్ చేశారు. రెగ్యులర్ యూనివర్సిటీస్ మోడల్ తీసుకొస్తుంది ట్రై చేస్తున్నాం. సో
సప్లిమెంటరీ ఏం లేదా సార్?
సప్లిమెంటరీ ఏం లేదండి. సప్లిమెంటరీ లేదండి. మాకు we used to call it spell 1, spell 2. Spell 2, if the spell 1 examination is conducted in sometime November or December, then usually we used to have May or June spell 2. Now we don't have spell 2 exam because the year-end exam itself we have advanced, preponed.
Okay, sir.
So you please forget about the spell 2 examination, because the spell 2 examination period lone ఈ ఫస్ట్ స్పెల్ 1 ఎగ్జామ్ జరుగుతుంది.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
సార్ 2021 బ్యాచెస్ కి దిస్ ఫీజ్ ల్యాబ్ ఫీజ్ కట్టాలా సార్? అవసరం లేదా?
అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏ ఇయర్ లో ప్రాక్టికల్ జాయిన్ అయ్యారో ఆ స్టూడెంట్స్ కు క్లాసెస్ కండక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు అటెండ్ కాకపోతే such student has to pay the fees.
Okay.
అదే ఇయర్ లో క్లాసెస్ అటెండ్ అయ్యే వాళ్ళకు ఎక్స్ట్రా ప్రాక్టికల్ ఫీజు లేదు.
Okay, sir.
సేమ్ ఇయర్ లో అటెండ్ అయితే ఎక్స్ట్రా ప్రాక్టికల్ ఫీజు ఉండదు.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it, sir.
సేమ్ ఇయర్ లో కాకుండా ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ టైం మేబీ 1 year 2 years లేటర్ అటెండ్ అవుతారు.
Okay.
Such students have to pay practical fees again.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you.
PSP Study Center, 4th digit from right to left, listed in the schedule. PSP Study Center, that is Visakhapatnam, 4th digit from right to left, listed in the schedule. We will check. We will check. Okay, we have the anyhow nominal role. NR is there. On the base out, we will check. 720, 7220. Can you please give me your number, please? Why? Do you have any doubt? Naresh.
Sir, in the month of November, is there any exams for failure students, sir, who didn't have to attend? Sir, if any students can't able to attend for spell 2 examinations, they can able to attend for in November exams, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Your question is?
If students can't able to attend for July exams, then is there any chance to attend for any numbers?
Okay. Sir, I have not paid practical exam fees. Okay, I will check the chat box. Sir, I have not paid practical examination fees during first year examination. Oh, we can pay few more exam now after attending these classes. See, practical exam fees, okay. Now you can pay the practical examination fees now. Of course, they may collect some late fee. Okay, but it is possible to pay the fees and attend the practical exam. No, that is not a problem. Only thing is you may have to pay some additional fee.
Sir, do we have to pay, I mean, batch, which joined 2020, do they have to pay practical examination fee extra in addition to the examination fee that was already conducted in September?
Practical examination, no extra. See, examination generally the students, some students, what they do is, they will be writing the theory examination. They pay fees only for 4 courses. Some students, in case they have paid fees for 5 courses, 5 courses include practical fee, because the course-wise fees is there. For each course, I think 150 or so. Course-wise fees is there. If the student has paid fees for all 5 courses, they did not pay separate fee for practical examination, because that 5 course fees includes this practical exam.
Sir, first
You
year.
have to remember only check whether you have paid for 4 courses or 5 courses. That is only a check you have to do it. 4 courses means you have not paid the fees for practical exam.
Sir,
You have paid
how
5,
much?
that includes practicals.
Sir, 1,000 rupees, like some change we paid for the first year examinations.
Okay, I will stop with this. This examination thing, anyhow, that is not an urgent thing. We can get it clarified at the time of practical classes, because anyhow you are not going to pay the fees now. You will be paying the fees only after attending the practical classes. So that problem will be clarified only at the time of practical classes. That is not an urgent issue now. We can stop. I think if you have any doubt about the classes, you can ask, not about the exam.
Sir, practical classes attendance must, sir.
Yes.
ఎలాగ దీన్ని అటెండెన్స్ ఎలా ఆన్లైన్ అటెండెన్స్ ఏనా సార్?
బాబు ఎలా తీసుకుంటారనేది మీకు, దట్ ఇస్ నాట్ యువర్ కన్సర్న్. దట్ యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ అవర్ ఓన్ వే ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్ థింగ్స్.
నెట్వర్క్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అది ఉంటాయి కదా సార్, అందుకు.
మాకు when we join, we get the list from the computer branch. The students have attended. Okay.
Okay, sir.
With the timings, we have our own mechanism how to get the list of students who have attended the classes.
Okay, sir.
So once you have joined means that automatically your name will be recorded.
Okay, sir.
Your only problem, some problem is your names are different. Your admission name is different from the name that we have in the phone or in the laptop. But
Yes, sir.
admission number is there. So we will ask you when you join, you must also mention your this one, what is this admission number. So we will tell you at the time of practical classes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
But attendance is compulsory.
Okay, sir. 3 days attendance, 3 classes attendance is
3
compulsory.
classes. Only 9 hours. That is also a
9.
short period. For psychology practical classes,
Okay.
9-hour duration is very short. Very, very short.
Okay, sir.
You must be happy. All students must be happy.
Thank you, sir.
Happy in terms
Yes,
of duration. That means that those who are not able to attend the classes. Actually,
Yes,
some
sir.
students are not happy.
Yes, sir. We are happy, sir. 3 days only. That too 11 to 2. Only
Don't
12
think that
months.
all students will be happy.
We are all happy, sir.
Oh, you are happy. Only students who were not able to attend for all the days. But we go by the subject. If we give interest, weightage to the subject, this period is not very short. If you want to learn about the practical classes, this period is not enough.
Short duration also, sir. Short duration also.
Okay. That we will discuss at the time of practical classes. I think we can stop with this.
Continue the class, sir. Let's start the class.
Yes.
Okay. I will be joining now and then the practical classes. This counseling classes. We can also you can ask again those questions. Now we can stop with this because Raju sir is waiting. I will stop with this. I will be joining out sometime.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, see you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. See, we are discussing about the autism now. Okay. So here in the autism cases, as I mentioned, autism, another is the ADHD. In ADHD, attention deficiency as well as the hyperactivity disorder. Okay. So this is also one important behavioral problems in the children. Okay. Here, these people they can't sit at one place, and they may not be in a position to focus on a particular task. Okay. Hyperactivity will be more. Then how you administer that test, how you assess these children. We have some tools of how to assess the autism, and whether this is autism is the mild, moderate, and severe. Same way for ADHD also, we have some tools of administration. So how to assess the ADHD as well as the autism. So another important thing, important aspect in these children is childhood anxiety disorders. Childhood anxiety disorders means one is phobia, another is general anxiety disorder, then panic disorders, then obsessive compulsive disorders. So phobia means some sort of phobia on some objects, or fear of objects or situations. Okay, those fears is unrealistic and overwhelming fears of objects or situations. This is one anxiety disorder of the children. Another is general anxiety disorder.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, I have a question. Do these anxiety disorders coexist with ADHD?
No, this is the third one. ADHD is different. Anxiety disorders are different. Okay?
Oh,
First one, as I mentioned earlier, first one is the autism problem, autism disorder. Second is the ADHD. Now third is the childhood anxiety disorders. Okay, in childhood anxiety disorders also there's disorders. One is phobia, another is GAD, general anxiety disorders. General anxiety disorders means not on a specific aspect. So in the phobia, there is a specific object or a situation. They will have some sort of anxiety by going to that situation or by seeing that object. For example, heightphobia. If you see that height places, if you go to the third floor or fourth floor, they'll have some sort of anxiety that is a specific object, or you can specific situation. That is the reason they'll have the anxiety. Okay. Then in generalized anxiety disorder, there is no specific reason for every issue, for every environment, for every object, they will have anxiety. That is known as the general anxiety disorder. Then panic disorders, which causes terrifying panic attacks that include physical symptoms such as rapid. So in these panic disorders, some symptoms like physical symptoms like rapid heart rate, or you can say dizziness, and some sort of sweating. So these are all the other panic disorders. Then fourth one is the OCD, obsessive compulsive disorders. So in some cases, they will have some obsessive thoughts. OCD means obsessive thoughts. Depending on the obsessive thoughts, they have the obsessive thought. That is the reason. Compulsory activities, OCD, obsessive compulsory disorders. For example, they'll feel some dust on their surroundings. That is obsessive thoughts. Okay. So if they think with this obsessive thought, if they feel with this obsessive thought, so the compulsory activities will be repeating hand wash repeatedly. So OCD is also another anxiety disorders. These are all anxiety disorders in the children. Phobia, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and OCD, obsessive compulsive disorders. So in this all, as I mentioned in the earlier also, in all this autism, or it may be a hyperactive disorder like ADHD disorder, and even OCD, anxiety disorders also, we have some tools of administering. By administering that, by using that tools, whether these like autism, ADHD, or OCD, or any other anxiety disorders, whether they are in the mild stage, or in the severe stage, a profound stage, or borderline stage, that you can easily find out, you can easily assess it. For example, if you want to go for the test of autism, we have some tests, we have some tools of autism, same way ADHD and OCD also. OCD we have Y box. That is one important tool of finding the level of OCD. So another important disorder of these children is speech delays, or you can say speech delay in the speech. Okay, some stammering, stuttering, and cluttering. Okay, stammering, stuttering, and cluttering. So these are all the some disorders related to the speech. Okay, and some emotional reasons also may be there with this disorders. So if you want to find out the reasons of this childhood disorders, any childhood disorder, like some withdrawal symptoms, like if they want to mingle with the other children in the group or in the classroom, they won't mingle. Okay, so because of their unrealistic fear, shyness, and maybe some disturbances, some emotional issues. Okay, so here the reasons of all these disorders, childhood disorders, one is the prenatal reasons, maybe before birth. Okay, or you can say mother health conditions. So developmental delay means there are some reasons, or there are some causes of prenatal. Second is natal. Natal means the time of delivery. Okay, prenatal means before delivery, that is at the time of from formation of the zygote to the delivery time, like 280 days time. This time is known as the prenatal period, prenatal stage. Okay, one reason, or you can say one cause of these childhood disorders is prenatal reasons. Second is the natal reason. Natal reasons mean the time of delivery, like whether they birth weight, and the birth weight means whether it is low birth weight or immediate birth, low birth weight or normal birth weight. Second is the birth cry, whether it is delayed birth cry or normal birth cry. Third is the birth color. Okay, or any other issues, like whether the child is incubated Birth pains delayed means some problem with their respiration system. That is the reason they are kept in the incubator. So these are all the causes related to natal. Then postnatal, any major health issues after the delivery, like any problem with the feeding, any problem with the jaundice effect. So these are all the postnatal issues. So this is one important, these are the main important reasons of these developmental disorders or even childhood disorders. Then hereditary factors. Hereditary factors, genetical reasons like chromosomal deficiency, or you can say, for example, the Down syndrome case. Automatically, the Down syndrome case means chromosomal deficiency. Okay, trisomy, you can say trisomy. If the Down syndrome case means automatically you can observe the speech delay in the Down syndrome. In some cases of Down syndrome, even the motor delay. Okay, so means if they are not in a position to speak properly, automatically some emotional issue, some shyness, not mingling with other children in the group. Okay, so some isolation issues also will be observed in the Down syndrome. So one is natal, prenatal, and postnatal reason. Second is the genetical reasons and in chromosomal issues, and heredity and genital issues, you can say. Third is the environment issues, how the family environment. As I mentioned, in the recent years, this type of like autism and ADHD cases are increasing nowadays. That is the environmental issues. Environment means maybe the family environment, maybe the like the neighborhood environment, society, or the school where the children is getting education. And another reason is socioeconomic status, SES, socioeconomic status. Number one is the prenatal, postnatal, and natal reasons. Second is the chromosomal, or you can say hereditary reasons. Third is the environmental reasons. Fourth is the socioeconomic status. So these are the some factors of these childhood disorders. And then how to, as I mentioned, in any issue, first of all, we have to discuss actually what is the problem. As I mentioned, what is autism, what is ADHD, what is phobic disorders, what is the behavioral disorders. That is number one. Number two, what are the symptoms of each and every disorder. Number three, what are the reasons of the disorder. Why that? What are the reasons? Causal factors, causes. Then finally, the treatment. How that treatment of this.
Sir, 1 second, sir. So
Yeah.
you told that disorders are 5 types: autism, ADHD, anxiety disorder, speech delay, and one more you didn't tell, sir.
Speech delay speech.
Autism, ADHD, anxiety disorder, speech delay, and one more.
No, numbering is not.
Total
So
5. Total 5 you told.
Behavioral issues. Behavioral issues.
Behavioral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So in any this issue, as I mentioned, some reasons we need to study. So these are the reasons, as I mentioned. One is the prenatal, postnatal, natal, prenatal, postnatal reasons. Second is the heredity and genetical reasons. Third is the environmental reasons. Fourth is the socioeconomic status. Okay. So now, how the treatment? What is the treatment of? How the therapeutic procedures of these issues? One is behavior modification program, or you can say behavior modification techniques. So, what are the what are the issue with the behavior? Like whether it is problematic behavior, or you can say undesirable behavior, whether it is desirable behavior. If the undesirable behavior is observed in the children, so better to modify that behavior to desirable behavior. That is called behavior modification technique, or behavior modification program. So this behavior modification program, the base of this behavior modification program is the conditioning theories, like operant conditioning theory. Okay. So if the problem behavior is there in the children, so better to modify the behavior by using some techniques like reinforces, positive reinforces, and negative reinforces. For example, if the child is not sit at one place, if you observe this is the behavior of the child, so better to identify that behavior. You can say which time they are showing this type of behavior. Second is on which environment, what is the person, time, person and place. situation. Whether it is morning and evening, whether it is afternoon time, whether the in presence of mother or in the presence of father.
Sir, there is lot of disturbance, sir.
Dr. Pushpalata, please mute your phone.
Yes. So whether this child is showing the problem with behavior in the presence of grandparents or the parents. Okay, so that is time. Which time? That is morning time, afternoon time, immediately after the wake up in the morning. So these are the time and place and person. So these things we have to observe. So modifying of behavior means modify if the child is not sit at one place, that is the problematic behavior. If he learn from something, if he is trying to learn something from you and if he is able to modify his behavior, better to give some sort of positive reinforcement. Okay, so this is one important technique generally we use to this behavioral children to address these behavioral problems of the children. Then another one is the systematic desensitization. For example, this is a phobic thing. Systematic desensitization. In the systematic desensitization, there are three parts. One is sensitization, desensitization, and systematic desensitization. Okay, so systematic desensitization means, so ask them to be there. For example, if they are having some problem of anxiety when they reach the third floor. So this is one type of phobia condition, is a phobia disorder. Okay, hypophobia you can say. So ask the child or ask the patient or the individual to reach first floor initially, and whatever the fear, whatever their anxiety. So that may be try to show some sort of technique. Try to train the children to apply some relaxation techniques. So by reaching the first floor, whenever they have this type of anxiety, they'll think they will apply these relaxation techniques. So that for some time, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, they are supposed to be there. Ask them to stay there within the same situation. So ask them to reduce the anxiety. Okay, by applying some relaxation techniques. Why we call it as a systematic desensitization means sensitizing, then desensitizing. Whatever the fear, that sensitizing, we are desensitizing it. Then why you are calling it as a systematic desensitization is first floor. Then ask them after some 3 days, 4 days practicing of the first floor. Ask the child, we will ask the person to go to the second floor. Stage wise we are doing this. We are applying this technique stage wise. That is the reason we are calling it as a systematic desensitization. Third one, for example, if this case is having some OCD cases. OCD means so obsessive compulsive disorder. So if the children or the individual is having some problem of their obsessive thoughts, that is known as the OCD case. If this is the case, better to apply the other technique like ERP, exposure response prevention technique. ERP, exposure response prevention means ask them to stay the same, expose the person to the same fearful situations. Okay, so whatever the response,
Excuse me, sir, can you just repeat what is ERP?
Exposed response prevention. Exposed, EXPOSPD, exposed response prevention. Okay, if they reach that situation.
Sir, one question.
Mm-hmm.
In OCD only, there would be some harmful compulsions that we have seen in children.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I couldn't really know where to categorize them under. As in, one of the child, he was putting his tongue and he has to press it very hard on the gum. Like he has to do it 7 times, it seems. Or no, until the tongue glitches, or it has to make one typical sound. So that's what he was mentioning, and he has to put one finger on the above. till
See,
it
if you want to conform,
makes some pain. He had to do that. So where should we have to categorize? Is it a compulsion or it is?
See, if you want to conform this OCD, already mentioned, there are some tools. You can use the tools. Now you can take the help of any psychological professionals, trained psychological professionals.
So my question to you is, under compulsions, did you also observe these kind of harmful compulsions?
Maybe that is somehow self-injurious behavior we are talking about.
Okay, it doesn't come under OCD,
no,
sir?
it won't come under OCD.
So self-injurious behavior, is it again we have to categorize under some?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
seeing
yeah.
those symptoms,
Exactly.
DSM criteria,
Yes,
all that we have to.
exactly,
Okay.
Yeah. Next one is the REBT. So after the systematic decision based REBT, or you can say RET. Okay. Rational emotive behavior techniques. These rational emotive behavior techniques, or you can say RET, can use this technique to address the issues related to the emotional aspects. Emotional means if there is any. So ask them to whether these emotions are having some reason, rationality, or you explain them. There is no rationality, logical by having those things of emotions. If there is emotional disturbances, better to use this rational emotive technique, or you can say REBT. Okay. Here also one more technique we can use. One is the ABC model. ABC model means activated event and behavior and consequences. Okay. By behaving like that, by believing or by behaving like that, they will need to face some negative consequences. Okay. So, for example, without any reason, without any logical reason, if they have emotions, so, or you can see even in the anger management technique also, we can the anger management problem of anger. Okay, if any issue with the child of the anger, in that case also we can use this systematic desensitization as well as the REBT. Ask them to think whether these angers have any rationality or not. Okay, and REBT, not only REBT, you can explain this model also. These are the various techniques we can apply, we can use in this anxiety disorders and problem of speech like stuttering, stammering. Okay, and one more important thing is that development delays. Development delay will be observed in this any case of any cyclist and any childhood disorders. Development delay means if you observe in these children, so one way or other way, some developmental issues, as I mentioned in the earlier of this class, the beginning of my class. So if you observe in these children, there may be chances of, there may be some chances of delay in achieving their milestones in any stage. That stage may be infant or childhood stages. If these developmental milestones are not achieved in the particular age, so these developmental delays leads some psychological, or you can say some other development disorders in the next level of their next stage of their lifespan. So that is the reason we better to check any development delays in these children. Okay. Yes, development is delay means, as I mentioned, there are various developmental milestones. One is social development, motor development, speech development, cognitive development. Okay, so these things we better to check in as I mentioned in any other classes also. Any psychological issue before addressing the psychological issue, before solving the problem of that psychological issue, before searching the problem of the psychological problem, better to go for the reasons. Okay, in all these 4 or 5 issues, so the main reason, some reasons may be some other reasons, but some other reasons may be the development delays. So by using some tools, of development, like DST, development screening test, like VSMS. Okay, we can easily find out any development delays in this particular children or the reasons of the particular behavioral problems. Okay. Anything you want to ask?
Sir, what are the main reasons for self-injurious behaviors in children, sir? Like the one example that I have just mentioned, that he wants to put one finger on the above and he wants to press it so hard that there has to, I know it is weird, but the bubble has to appear, it seems.
What is the age of the child?
He is about 13.
13 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, and they were coming on and off. These self-injurious behaviors were coming from 7 almost. 7 to 12, they were coming, and the patterns were repetitive. Like he wanted to poke his eye, one of them, and second.
Also there, no? Repetitive behavior.
Sir?
Repetitive behaviors you're talking about.
Not repetitive, but they were harming him. I mean, he wants to do it on a compulsive basis, and it has to pain, it seems. The finger had to pain.
Okay. So reasons may be not one reason, maybe some other multi reasons. Other reasons also we have to check with how the family environment. Okay. Hello.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Family environment also we have to check. Any issues with the emotions, any problem he faces or she faces in the school environment. Yeah. How their parental relations there. But one thing I can, because only putting on particular, it means it won't come under the obsession class. Hello.
Where does it come, sir? Then.
So that's what we need to check all the other issues. Like only one behavioral problem. Is there any other issues? How he's in the first class? He's in the 8th class. I think 13 years means
he is in 9th. He is in 9th now.
13 years, 9th standard. How it is possible?
He is 14 now. See, last year when we had seen him,
about 13 years means 8, as per our norms of ICSE or CBS or state board norms. 13 years means generally if the children of 13 years of age, they will be in the 8th class. So he or she is in the 9th class now. No?
Yeah.
So next year she is going to get 10th class, 10th standard. Is there any problem with their peers?
He usually demonstrates some annoying behaviors, like he is intelligence wise he is fine.
Intelligence is fine. On what basis you are talking about intelligence is fine?
See, no, I couldn't really categorize under something, because initially I thought it could be OCD because the number of times he wanted to do one particular act. So I was thinking it could be OCD, but OCD, again, when I have analyzed the case, they were not, see, in OCD also certain symptoms would be positive, some would be negative in the sense that would be affecting his everyday life.
OCD, some are the positive, some are the negative. In OCD, no positive and negative.
No, sir. What I mean, in generic terms, I'm saying that there could be, see, the child may be demonstrating some, obsessive symptoms, OCD symptoms, but that will not come in his functioning at all. Like, the child may want to do it certain things in a certain way, but it actually doesn't come in his way of living. But there could be other symptoms that he would also be demonstrating. Maybe that could be impacting his everyday life.
That's why it's better to go to detailed study.
Okay.
Not only in this case, any case, better to go for the detailed study. Then all we can categorize it. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I have one general question. So whatever the categorization, I mean, I can see the categorization in the textbook, but whatever the tools that you have specified and the corrective mechanisms that we have to follow, that is, I mean, I cannot see the content relevant within the textbook? I mean, what are the other sources
Only,
that we need?
by observing the child, as I mentioned, some symptoms I mentioned. These symptoms you can observe. If you have these symptoms, the child is having, the person is having the child symptoms, you can go for the further that is psychological management.
No, I'm talking purely from the academic exams perspective. So whatever the tools that you have mentioned and whatever the corrective mechanism that needs to be implemented to resolve these behaviors, right? You have specified a few things. Those things I couldn't see that in the textbook that is provided to us.
See, this is very limited content is provided by the university.
Okay.
Okay, if you only go to that particular material, okay, you can't elaborate the answers, no?
Yeah. So my question was: are there any links or references that we can actually read through for the examination perspective?
Yes. Why not? Why not? So many other books, like I think previously I mentioned so many books. Even in reference also given in the last textbook, the last page of your textbook. You can go through in this.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, can you please repeat the causes for autism?
Hello,
sir. Can you please repeat the causes for autism?
Causes for not only for one particular cause, all general causes all are mentioned. Prenatal causes, postnatal causes, natal causes. Then
is there any genetic reasons for that, sir?
That's what I think. Listen, genetic reasons also I mentioned. Chromosomal deficiency, as I mentioned, trisomy. That's one reason. Environmental reasons, socioeconomic status. These are all, these reasons are common in any development disorders. Specifically for this autism, prenatal reasons, then natal reasons, low birth weight, birth rate, delayed birth rate, you can say, and postnatal reasons. Or you can say incubated baby. There is any jaundice within this 2 weeks or 3 weeks time after birth. So these are all the reasons of it. And already mentioned, development is also one of the reasons.
Sir, is autism is a serious disorder, sir?
It's a serious disorder. It depends on that, whether it is mild, moderate, and severe.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Shall we leave, sir? Vajinima?